We were asked to do a concert for a lady named Jody who was dying of AIDS, and she was attacked by a guy back like 20 years ago when she was in college, and got AIDS as a result. And her husband now had been in love with her since high school and married her after this tragedy had happened to her, knowing that she had this disease, and he has been her caregiver for the last 20 years. He's never left her side. It's this beautiful love story. And so they were pretty sure that Jody was going to die soon. And so they invited Ben. They knew that she liked my music and said, hey, will you come up and do like a bedside show for her before she dies? And so Ben and I kind of hesitantly agreed. We were kind of nervous about it, and we got to her house and walked into the doors, and there was just this holiness about her house. It felt like a very sacred place. We had to leave our shoes outside to keep all the dirt out and wash our hands like 3 times with all this disinfectant. And we walked in the room, and there lay this. She was like, it was kind of like in a fairy tale when the princess has fallen asleep, and she's waiting on the prince to come wake her up. And she's laying there on this bed in her living room, and her husband was kind of hovering around her head, whispering to her, "Hey, Ben and Andrew are here, Jody," and she didn't respond. And they told us that she hadn't opened her eyes in about a week. And he pulled out this piece of paper where he'd written all of her favorite songs of mine, and asked if we play it. And I was like, "No, I've got my own list," and I'm just kidding. Of course, we were like, "Yeah, anything you want." And we pulled our chairs up to the bed and started playing one of the most precious concerts that I've ever got to do. And about halfway through it, she opened her eyes and smiled at us and began to mouth the words to the songs. And when the song was over, the very first thing out of her mouth were words of gratitude to God. Thankful to Jesus for so much, even though she was paralyzed and multiple infections and tumors in her brain. And anyway, it wrecked me. And so I wanted to thank her for that beautiful, beautiful moment where I remembered that the gospel is true. My guitar is so whacked out of tune it sounds weird because of this. So okay. She was dying on a couch in the suburbs, and with all of the things she was dying of, she was more alive than the others. She was pretty as a flower in a crystal vase, and lights up the room as it withers away. She opened her eyes when she heard the music play. We sang a hymn to the rhythm of the river that flows down from the mountain of the Holy Ghost into the souls of those who know His name, like the Queen of Iowa. She was the Queen of Iowa. Well, Her Majesty was all ablaze. She was burning hot but not consumed. Her shoes removed in that holy place, in the hallowed ground of her living room. Well, I bowed down low and I kissed her hand, and we raised a toast to the promised land. I saw the tears of joy run down her face. We sang a hymn to the rhythm of the river that flows down from the mountain of the Holy Ghost into the souls of those who know His name, like the Queen of Iowa. She was the Queen of Iowa. I could see my illusion scatter every time she drew a breath. I could see the heart of the matter. The heart is a matter of life
stared past the ceiling and the sky above. Two chord musicians, it was me and Ben. We were singing for the Queen of Iowa. We sang a hymn to the